Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is February 23rd, 2024, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, stop. It's an exciting time to trade the financial markets. Nvidia explodes to new all-time record highs once again. No major economic events scheduled for today. So as the markets are digesting this, looking at the Forex symbols, the US dollar sliding versus the major pairs just slightly, and looking at the indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both explode to new all-time record highs, and looking at commodities, gold just slightly lower while oil remains unchanged. As we look at the stocks, yes, they all pushed higher. JP Morgan even pushed to new all-time record highs as well. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin remaining unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the USD, it broke a little bit, just a little bit higher than its 200-day moving average and its 30-day moving average on a daily. That's important. Now, it's pushing higher. Now, really, resistance 108.68. We kind of hit that yesterday. As you can see, we spiked up, but we couldn't sustain it. Then we broke down a little bit further down as 108.6. It's in a 60 pip range, very difficult to trade. So this is why I say slightly. Like looking at the British pound also, we got that crossover on a daily. Now, it's not a big deal because it needs to sustain itself for a couple of days for us to really consider this a breakout. Also, the Australian dollar. So everything almost across the board did that. The Japanese yen, just slightly unchanged, really not doing much. And if we look at the Turkish Lira, once again, a new low, 31. It hit it finally, and it's still going lower. And I just don't know what to say anymore. I mean, I'm looking at you guys every single day, and we see this just continuously just drag on. And this is an unfortunate situation for the Turkish Lira. Now looking at gold, just slightly lower also, okay? Not a big deal. $10, not really trading much. If we look at crude oil, that was Apple, excuse me. If we look at crude oil, $78 a barrel. So also not much of a change here. Now jumping into the US markets, let's go at it. The Dow Jones hitting all-time record highs, clears 39K. If we look at a weekly, that's it. It doesn't get better than that. And sure enough, we're pushing us higher, even in an election year. That's the big deal. Looking at the NASDAQ on its record highs at 18,000. Now let's take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia kind of faked us out. If you look at it, let's do a 4-hour chart. You can see that clearly. We gapped down and we sold off. And then just big gap up and go to 784. Big deal there if we look at it. Now looking at AMD also hitting new record highs. If you look at Amazon on its highs, didn't hit record highs, but it's on its highs. If you look at JP Morgan on its all-time record highs to 183-ish level, and we're right there on the top of it. Now, what would I like to see today? I'd like to see a follow-through. Because if the markets are going higher, they're going to show us that they're weak, and then they're going to go higher. And sure enough, that's what's been going on. If we look at Microsoft, also, big gap up, has some room to grow. Facebook on the top of its range, okay, just tapering off that 489-ish level. That's also a big number. But lastly, looking at Bitcoin, remaining unchanged here and just faltering on the bottom of its very tight range. So nothing really jumping out at us when it comes to Bitcoin. So what would I expect today from the US markets? I expect a follow-through. If we don't get it, there'll be some opportunities maybe on the downside. Maybe people will be taking some money off the table. But this is what is happening, okay, as this is really being digested in the market. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.